Alright guys, welcome back. So I'm going to be dueling on Duelingbook and just trying to grind the ranks and show you guys the deck, how it fares versus the current meta, and just basically go into depth of every sequencing option you could possibly have. So if we win the RPS, which is what you want to do, it's always a good start. Winning the die roll, you're already most likely winning the game because of how efficient the new cards are for this particular deck. So then start off with Dome Walker. I drew the Fire Ant, which is not ideal, and I go a Chaos Ruler, and he ashes a Chaos Ruler, which is not the worst since I opened the starting Synchron. But then you have to ensure that you special the Caligo, because there's times where I would tribute the Chaos Ruler, and I'm like, oh my god, I forgot to special Caligo, and that's quite essential because at this point you can't be playing around the bureau. You just said you have to go for it. That's basically what you have to do. So I go ahead, get Illumination. Illumination will dump the Trail. Illumination will reduce its level by 1, making level 3, so I can make a speeder. So right here, it makes it a bit weird, right? Because at worst we do have Crystal Wing and an Abyss. So it's not like the most formidable board you can make, but it's better than nothing based on the hand we drew, right? We hard drew the Fire Ant. We didn't have access to Doppel, which is not the best thing in the world, but nonetheless, it's still pretty good. So then he goes Red Ice Fusion. I'm like, okay, so what's he playing? What decks play Red Ice Fusion, right? It's either like a Guru deck, or it's Drytron to hard open it, or it's PK. So then I'm like, well, I have to negate this. Like, I have to. I mean, I have droplets for the Dracoon, but still, I wanted to save the droplet for something else in case like there's like a Zeus play or something. Then he changed his own droplets, and I'm like, oh, that's just loose. I mean, luckily I have the Cyber Synchron to protect the Crystal Ring, so I was like, okay. But then, if it does have to come to that, then I have the droplets. And he pitches the Kagemucha, and I'm like, okay, he's playing PK. He's playing PK. He goes Dragoon. I just chain, and he just scoops. I'm like, I mean, come on, man. Like, dude, let's go. So then he goes first. I mean, I have the, like, even if he did do his board, this is where it comes down to like your deck's consistencies, like who's more consistent in what they intend to do. And in this case, his deck failed him, right? He has a set Called By, a set Fog Blade, and he has 2 Fog Blades. And at this point, like, this is what I meant. Like, this is exactly what it's perfect. I guess scenario where your opponent's deck fails him, he opens not the best, and you open up okay. I mean, you drew the Fire Ant again. Like, what do you? Oh, come on, man. But that's what it comes down to sometimes. Like, based on your consistency, what's the best thing your worst hand can do? And this is basically a showcase of that. Like, it's very, evenly. His last card, discard this, and I'm like, does he ash this? So this is where I needed to make sure that, because like, if I go Chaos Ruler here, right, this will serve little to no purpose. Whereas if I do it this way, I can go Illumination, send the Trail, reduce this level, make a Chaos Ruler there, and then at least end on like, you see what I mean. Send the Trail, reduce, get the Sword Synchron to the graveyard. I hit a Junk Synchron for the follow-up. Get rid of that. Right here. This is the good thing because, like, I guess it sucks that it dies in the end phase, which is kind of annoying. If the monster didn't die in end phase, it'd be so much better. Like, it'd be so cool because, like, you just like, yeah. And then I go Stemma phase. He goes no, and draw phase. And draw phase is he activates Fog Blade. Because that's like typically the main thing you want to do. Like, you in draw phase, or in stamina phase, you return your Trail to have a follow up. But he negated it, and he opened it pretty weak. Like, he goes Cherubini, he does all this stuff. I mean, I have droplets no matter what, so like, I'm not really too scared. Negate that, and then this is where I draw the Doppel. I'm like, oh my god, this is so good. This is so good. summon junk, he talents, and it's over.